We're going to get into very basics, the very basics for trading, and I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. So we have three different approaches to the market that the market will do. We have an uptrend where the price is moving up. We have a downtrend where the price is moving down. And then we have a market where it doesn't seem to be doing either, and it just happens to be going sideways. And so those are the three types of markets that we're looking at. And we can trade all three of them. There's really no wrong way or right way. Beautiful lightning and thunder. No right or wrong way to actually do it. It's just a matter of being able to pinpoint which one you're doing to see if that fits your trading plan, your trading style. So let's take a look. We'll take a look at Euro USD. We're on the 4-hour time frame. Well, just right now, why don't you go away? Okay. Yeah, there we go. Minimize. If we go back to the reset tool, looking at this right here, which way is the market going? And if you can give this to nobody who's never traded before, if you can look at that as somebody who's never traded and said, okay, if I started up here, up top, and now today we're down here, I would say the market's going down. And so let's keep it very basic. So with that, we are looking for sells for the most part. We're looking for sells. So the market, the way it moves is it starts up high, comes down low, pulls back. What does that pullback look like to me? I have to have two candles in the opposite direction before I consider it a good pullback. So I have two white candles. If depending on your color chart, you might have different ones. Two white candles that come back before it finally breaks this level right here. Not a big break, not a huge break, still broke it. Now it pulls back again. To me, as long as price does not break the high that it created on that pullback, it's still considered in a downtrend to me. So as long as it doesn't break and close. So if we had a trend like this that was going, it could pull all the way back to this level right here, and I would still consider it a downtrend the entire time. The only time it starts to change is when we break above this area. And all of a sudden, now I'm like, well, I'm no longer in a downtrend. I'm not sure what I'm in. I'm not in an uptrend, but I'm not in a downtrend. So we have downtrend structure. With that being said, let's look at that. We're looking at where price started, where price went before it decided to pull back, and then after that pullback, when did it finally break that structure before? So that's what we're looking for. Let's continue going through. We'll see if we can get some examples to show you what I'm talking about. So price does this, comes up, and then finally breaks. Now, we would be looking for trades in two areas when this happens. One is the previous support, floor, whatever you want to call it, that it was at. The next is the high that caused it to break. That would be the next area. In a downtrend, these are the only two areas that we were looking for sells. This stays in line with the trend. You have counter trend trades, in which case the previous video in regards to just coming into the market and seeing how this plays out told you to mark 2 levels above price, 2 levels below price. That is where you start getting counter trend trades from, and wanted to do that so that you can actually start training your eye to see that price tends to bounce around these levels. And if you're paying attention to them, you can find ways to get in and maximize and capitalize on those bounces. So once price came back into this level here, we may not have got an entry, depending on what the entry is, doesn't really matter. Price then comes all the way back up here and respects the level again. So I'm still in a downtrend. Now, from here, from this point here, all the way through all this junk right here, this is nothing. We haven't broke this level here, and we haven't closed above the high of this point here. We came back and retested it, but we have not closed above it. Would I have probably looked at that as an entry? Probably not. Why? Because if I'm expecting this downtrend to continue, I'm expecting this push from right here to at least break through this level before coming back and continuing down this structure. But that did not happen. Instead, price came down here, didn't even meet the low of that one, and then started coming back up. I'd be a little concerned. In the previous video, I talked about how when you start looking at breaks and retests of things, the first test, usually pretty good. Second test, you can sometimes get good with that as well. The third test, though, the third test is where it gets iffy. And why it gets iffy is just this. Once you have the second test, price should have fell down all the way completely to where you were expecting price to go if it was going to continue this downtrend. Once it doesn't do that and it comes back again, usually that third time it breaks through. And then it's the start of either consolidation, sideways moving market, or it's the start of a new uptrend. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes immediately it flips from a downtrend into an uptrend. Other times it might come to a particular area and just go sideways for a little while. So on that third touch, I'm not really looking because I'm not as confident that it's going to bounce. Why? Because my confidence is in the first and the second touch, not the third. So given all this, we're ignoring all this until we finally break below here. Now, depending on how you view things, how you look at things, you have a break and close there, but you don't have a strong pullback. And so this is where I go and I'm looking for 2 candles to pull back, usually about 2 candles, 2, 3, 4, the more the merrier, as long as we don't break the previous high, but there's no strong pullback here. So as far as me looking at this, I would consider this all one whole push until I finally get a pullback. Either that pullback here, which didn't actually break the low again, or this pullback here. Either one. But either way, once you have that broken low and you have that first, price breaks through, you try to consolidate all that into one single push and then comes back, you get a reaction. Doesn't get a big reaction, but you get a reaction. Comes back, same level, you get a reaction. This one is much bigger and much better. So what do we have here? Well, then it breaks below. We get a pullback, 2 candles that come on back. It's sort of almost in this area here. If you got into a trade, you might have got stopped out depending on where you had your stop loss at. Who knows? But then from this level, it pushes back through. Now, this is a downtrend, and this is all we're looking for, these particular levels, to see how often when price comes back into these levels, does price bounce away in a downtrend? And that's what we get to see. We get to see that happen repeatedly. Price came through here, broke, bounced away. Same level, bounced away. Broke through this level, came back, bounced away, came back, bounced away. Broke through this level, came back, came a little bit deeper into the level before bouncing away. Eventually, like all good things, it has to come to an end. And that's pretty much what happened here. Now, to me, if I was looking at this market, when this has happened here and all this is going on, this is the high that I was expecting to hold in order to maintain this downtrend. It did not happen. What happened instead? We got a pullback to this area here, a small break above, or a small pullback and then a break above, which broke and closed above this area here. And so it's like, oop, it's not looking pretty good for this downtrend. Get a 2 candle pullback, and now we get another break above. So now I'm in a small uptrend. Where are the zones I'm looking for? I'd be looking for this one here, and unfortunately, this little small one here. Would I have gotten a trade? No idea. Not talking about trading entries, just going over simple market structure. This is what you have to look at it to see how it makes sense to you. How does it make sense? Some people, if you took this as a whole, they could have just as easily started off here, came all the way down here, came up to this one, and then came down. How far? Who knows? Why? Because price is way down there. Look where price is at now. Price is way down here. By all technicality, none of this actually matters in regards to where price is at. What actually matters are these bigger swings, because these are the levels that you more than likely be working with. Could you come in here to a little bit smaller swing? Absolutely. But then all of a sudden you get this choppiness where you might have had some break aboves, and it's like, are we in an uptrend? Are we in a downtrend? Don't know. But then we finally did break below. And this still seems to be the last point of support that was broken. And we'd be waiting for that to come and be retested. And no matter what you had up here, this area up here would still be the resistance area that if it's going to maintain this downtrend, that's what you're expecting. So getting into, and now my chart is a mess. Getting into the habit of marking out how the market's actually moving is important, but only to the point of your current price action, to see where that's actually at. To come back over here and mark up all this stuff was just for example's sake. You don't have to come here and do all that. You can just come to the chart and look at where price is at and draw up anything that sort of makes sense in regards to how prices moved, because you're still going to get that same, here's that level, here's this level. So don't overcomplicate it. These are the two levels that we'd be working with. So let's look and see if we can find a place on Euro USD where we have a similar setup on an uptrend. Let's start here. Actually, to really do it right, let's do this. We're not going to know what's going on. Now, none of us have seen the charts. We're coming all the way back here. And now we're just going to run through and see where we're going. Looking at very, very basic. If we looked at it and said, okay, I have three choices: uptrend, downtrend, sideways moving market. That's it. Those are the only three choices. Okay. Is it an uptrend? No. Is it a downtrend? Well, wait, sorry. Is it an uptrend? Sort of. Downtrend? No. Sideways moving? More than likely. What do we have though? If I start from all the way back here, price came up, we come down. What's the lowest point here? This is the lowest point. Okay, when do we actually break this? We break this there. Sure, we can count that. Come down. When do we actually break this? Well, we break this here. So it comes all the way up. What were we looking for? Well, the areas that we were looking for would be this area here and this final area here. Does that change based upon how we draw our market? Okay, well, if I started here, come up, came back down, and if I didn't count this as a full break, because when you look at it, you have a breakout and then it immediately breaks back in. But did it really break out? Remember, price is not so precise that it's going to respect this exact pinpoint accurate price right there. It's a zone. This is a zone. So did it really break that zone? Maybe not. Let's go with that. If it didn't, then another possible area that we could see a bounce from is this area right here. So now all I've done is I've had three different areas, all based upon just the fact that I just quickly drew what the market looked like going into the area that we're at now. Come Monday of 2022, could you have gotten an entry there and possibly got stopped out? Yep, sure, could have. Here, well, we would be waiting on that. That's what we'd be waiting on. So if we got an entry here, then we would take it. If we got an entry here, let's see what we will do. So we are looking for, let's see what we're looking for. Let's just go with a simple wick rejection. Price comes down in here with a bearish or bullish candle and has a wick rejection in this zone. We will place a trade. ATR beyond the zone, going for a 1-to-1 wherever that candle closes. Simple as that. Let's just keep it simple. So we'll move forward. Price comes through. Come on, what are we doing? Come through, come down. There's one. There's a wick rejection. We'll take that one. So we get the wick rejection on there. Let's do an ATR from this candle here. ATR, top left-hand corner, 227. So 227. Yeah, we don't have to be precise, but I'll be precise. 227. We will go with the entry is right on the close of that candle, right when we got the wick rejection, and we're going for a 1-to-1. And let's see what happens. Okay, we hit targets 1-to-1. Great. If we got into a trade there based upon this wick rejection, which once again, if that's what we're going for, then we'd be at break even. Cool. We didn't lose any money. We didn't make any money. Now, if you go for farther targets, that would be something that your data would tell you. That's something that you can do. We'll see what we got. What's the next steps here? Well, we are still in an uptrend. We are still expecting price to move up from here. It's in a really, really small uptrend. Given the way price is moved, looking sideways now, actually, it is looking sideways. Price started here, has started to move up, but now we're all the way back in this area here. We're going sideways. So if we're going sideways, we cannot use these levels here anymore. We have our two extremes. We have our support and we have our resistance. And we will wait for either one of those. Yep, price got in there. No wick rejection. You saw the wick rejections we had before. That's a very, very little wick. In comparison to the size of this candle right here, that's a little wick. That's something that you would see as you continue to get into the market. So we are good there. Now, reassess. We are here. Price is now down there. I wouldn't necessarily say that we are in a downtrend, because if I had to draw it out, would I be able to draw out a downtrend? No, I wouldn't. At least not currently where we're at. So we would have to say that we are still somewhat in a sideways moving market. So the only thing we might have is a downtrend from this area, but that's about it. It has been trending down from here. So I can lean heavier on the downtrend. I can lean heavier on sells, but I wouldn't say it's a downtrend yet. So continue moving forward. This area, I'd be waiting for price to come in here and give me a wick rejection. Let's see if we can play it forward. Okay. Yep, there we go. We got a wick rejection. That was a good wick rejection. I'm taking it. Even though price already played out, we are 26.7, 267. Looks like we're going to get stopped out on this one. There and there. All right. Yep. Got stopped out on that one. So we're down an R. That happens. Cool. All right. Let's move forward. What else do we got? Well, we have this support area here. And now, for whatever reason, we do have this, our resistance area up there, but support area down here. Now, for whatever reason, we have that. So continue going. Up. Where's our level there? We got one wick rejection, two wick rejection. Let's go with this bearish one. It's going to be a whole lot bigger of a target. So we're at 34. I think that's what it was. 32-ish. 34. Let's do 34. It's fine. And then we are at the end of this candle here, going for a 1-to-1. Here we go. All right, there we go. So now we're back to break even again. Price had come up here, tested it again, and then came through. We've had this support that was respected before, completely blown through. We'll take a look at it. I might want to be very, very selective. I'm going to clean it up just a little bit, make it really small. I want to see a clean rejection off this area. If there's any funny business in it, I'm not going to trust it. Why? because it hasn't respected it before. I mean, it respected it before, but here recently it hasn't. Didn't respect it as support, didn't respect it as resistance when it came back through. And so this level might be done for me. I'm going to give it one more chance. Let's see. Oh, okay. We have two things. Number one, we did get a good rejection off that one, so we're going to count that one. Coming in, whatever that was, we know it lost, whatever it was. This next one, we got another strong rejection off that one. We are way out in no man's land with this candle, but that's fine. What do we got? That candle is 36. So we got 36. Yeah, we'll leave that there because I just need to move this up here. Then we're going for a 1-to-1. All right. We win this, we'll be back at break even. Cool. All right, back at break even. All we've done is find simple zones, support and resistance, as well as trend-based trades, breaks and retests of support and resistance, and just taking 1-to-1 based on wick rejections. Is there ways for us to optimize this, to take this and figure out better methods to taking trades? Absolutely. But the only way to find that out is to actually go through the charts, mark up these levels, take pictures and entries, or take pictures of your entries and your exits, and then go through and actually interrogate that data to find out what works and what does not work. So that's what I want you guys to do. I want you to look at the market, find support and resistance, see what happens when trades get there, see how you could have gotten into the market, and then start making a plan moving forward to use that and get into the market. Then you see what live data would do, what the actual live data and you being able to do that with your lifestyle would work out. So hopefully, my dog just yelped. She's sleeping. Hopefully you guys will be able to do that. If not, maybe this isn't for you. I hope it is, though. I feel like a lot of people can be successful in this if they apply themselves. It does take application. It takes discipline. It takes determination, but you can make it work. So until then, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comments below. Follow me for more stuff. Let me know if there's anything in trading that you need some specialized guidance on, and I will look to hopefully help you out in the things that I've learned in the past years of going about this journey. I am still working at it. I am not a full-time trader yet. I will get there one day, I have no doubt. But right now, it is just steady as she goes. You guys take it easy. Be blessed. Talk to you later.